Good morning. Yeah, a nice, very, very early one from us in the UK.
Good evening, Rich.
It's evening, obviously, in Australia. Welcome to another episode of Eagles Aboard. And we have found another Australian Crystal Palace fan. Welcome, Dan.
Thank you, Rich. Appreciate it, mate.
No, it's our pleasure. I mean, I'm just loving this, just being able to find fans from all over the world that support the red and blue, and it's just amazing to be able to speak to them as well. Next week, Saturday, I'll be doing a pre-record, so it won't be live, but a pre-record from a fan from Japan.
Oh, wow.
So we are out there.
Konnichiwa.
Absolutely. When you see Hamza, who's a Man United fan, but he's very supportive of the channel and he's a good lad, top lad. Big up to you, Hamza. Thanks for tuning in and big respect, Dan. So let's talk, because obviously Australia, you wouldn't normally associate football. I think you call it soccer. We don't call it that. What early footballing memory do you have, like, for yourself, as in, like, personally? Did you play growing up?
Yeah, I did. Always was the last person picked in a team. So always one of the people that, it's like, I will have Dan. I'm like, looking around. You're the last poor bugger out here. So that's probably my bad memories when I was, growing up in primary school back in Melbourne. But for me, when I really got, I guess, the first taste of football is when I think my sister had her friends over for an FA Cup final. I believe it was in 85, I think it was, when Everton Man United played, I think. Someone out there, Google it. Let me know if that's true or not. But I just heard the roars and the scream of my sister's friends and whatnot in the room next to my room, and just thinking, wow, this game of soccer back then, it was called soccer back then. Nowadays it's football. I'm thinking, wow, and of course I grew up with a show called Wide World of Sports in Australia, and they broadcast a lot of sports around the world. And of course, I come across Liverpool with Craig Johnson. Of course, he was an Aussie born that went. I think he was Aussie born. He went overseas to play with Liverpool, played an FA Cup and all the rest of that stuff, I think, from memory. So there was that type of first feeling of football, soccer, back in the day when I was growing up as a kid. Just kicking the ball around, acting like a lunatic, doing all those things in the backyard. So yeah, that was my first experiences, I guess you can call it that.
I know you said that obviously in primary school that you may have been picked last and stuff, but is it something that you enjoyed doing? Did you want to pursue it a bit further? Did you take it onto secondary school and thereafter?
Yeah, well, it's funny you should mention that, Rich, because I in high school later on in life, I don't know how or why, I played indoor soccer, got asked, and somehow I was a shit hot forward. So you would have known, right? I was scoring goals from at the halfway line and every angle you could possibly imagine in indoor soccer. And but I couldn't pursue it further because I got back problems. So it's still to this day. So kind of ruined any chance if I had of any proper outdoor career. But I played indoor soccer for a few years, won a few trophies. So a lot of fun. Yeah, it's good fun.
Awesome. This was not to script, but I've obviously seen your setup behind you, which I find is amazing. Yeah. Are you using a laptop or a phone?
Me, I'm using my iMac at the moment.
Is it portable? Oh no, iMac's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I can show you around very quickly if you want.
Yeah, it's amazing to see. Sorry.
So you've got the guitars in the background, but yeah, that's it. Effectively, ways I'll get my mug out of the way. How would I do it this way? I'll do it this way.
I mean, you've got yourself quite a few fair jerseys there.
Yeah, so that's over the years. I've lost a few over the years, unfortunately, but just because I've travelled around, moved different places around Sydney, particularly the last 25 years around Sydney. So I've lost a shirt or two, but I thought it'd be a good idea. Built the house recently 2.5 years ago. I thought I'll make a room of something, and it's kind of. I think your invite inspired me to finally pull out my finger, so to speak. I'm going to make this a Palace one, right? So I've got all my Palace shirts that I could find at least. These are the ones I find. There's one hiding in there. I tried to put it on for the show, but COVID weight has not allowed me to put that on. So I'm
so sorry.
No right? So, so just a bit of a setup here, but it's nothing too fancy. And thanks to just a shout out to Phil as well, who provided the artwork. Very, very well appreciated. So it's great stuff.
Absolutely. In fact, with that shout out, is Phil on like Twitter? Like, how can we let's get his name out there?
Yeah, so effectively, because all I have Twitter for is really to follow Palace. I mean, I don't get on often, but when I do, and I see him work and come across his website, and I just ordered a few prints. And if I had more money, I'd get more stuff. But
do you know his Twitter at?
His
Twitter handle. So.
It is at Phil Cockroft.
At Phil.
PHILCOCKCROFT rather.
Gotcha. All right. Yes. At Phil Cockroft. Yeah. And that's his website. Okay. So pcockroft.com.
Yeah.
Get out there and check out the artwork. I'm gonna do so myself actually.
Yeah, it's very nice. I'm gonna go back to him soon to get more, but yeah. Great work.
Awesome. No, absolutely. Another comment here from RJ. Thanks for tuning in. These bros are moving abroad. Palace got more fans than Chelsea and Spurs. We always have done. Always have done. And this is it. Like there are Palace fans all over the world, and I'm trying to find as many as possible.
Well, there's a few of us here. I mean, I remember going back to even when I began Palace fan, it was like back in 1990, semi-cup FA final, semi-cup, FA Cup, let me get that right. FA Cup semi-final at Villa Park, Liverpool Palace, and became a fan. And even back in those days, back in Australia, when I started investigating how do I become a Crystal Palace fan in Australia, and there was a magazine called British Soccer Week, oddly enough, mentioning the word soccer before. I don't know if it was. I'm pretty sure it was a weekly outfit. It was like a newspaper, like a normal newspaper you pick up. It was like a few pages about the Division 1 or Division 1 back in those days, and the First Division, the Second Division, etc. And I happened to find out Palace is a Palace president. And back in those days, his name was Tim Breen. So, and then later on, it became Colin Price, who I got to know very well, and. So back in those days, quite a few fans, and it kind of drifted off to officially maybe 20, 30, 40 or 50. Then it's now coming back since Palace in the Premier League. It's just coming back hugely now. So even I think it was last year or the year before, Rich, I was on a train in Sydney. I think it was going back home from work. I just see a dude in front of me with a Palace shirt on. I mean, I'm thinking, when was the last time I saw this?
Yeah.
So since the Premier League has been in, there's been heaps of changes in Australia, which is great to see. Really.
No, absolutely. Who was your footballing hero growing up then? And obviously, it doesn't have to be Palace related, but who would you say was your footballing hero?
Oh, I'm going to be careful here because I lived in Melbourne for many years. I grew up and born in Melbourne, and we followed Aussie Rules football, AFL. And I was a Hawthorn supporter, and there was a Dermot Brereton, number 23 for the old blue and gold, brown and gold rather. So he was my sporting hero. So if you ever want to Google Dermot Brereton, Hawthorn, AFL, particularly in the 80s, he was a legend growing up.
There it is.
What Palace was that? Sorry, mate.
No, that's all good. That is all good. Question for you, actually.
Yeah.
From Hamza. What's it like to be a Palace fan in Australia when there isn't a big of a fan base there?
There hasn't been much over years. There hasn't been literally any. And the way I kept, keeping that passion and that faith was, for me at least, was by supporting officially the president of the Crystal Palace Supporters Club in Australia, back even from the 90s onward and right through the 2000s until Colin retired. And of course, the media took over the Palace website and made it better, blah, 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 blah. It was difficult. You just by communicating with them and just trying to branch out who else is out there and just trying to get people involved in Crystal Palace. But it was difficult. Hell yeah, because, the joke was, and I this is probably an inside joke between you and me, Rich, because I mentioned it via my message. I was proudly held up. I was the official Crystal Palace supporter number 5, and had a certificate and everything. And the joke was, well, Dan, there's only 5 supporters in Australia. Boom, titch. But so it was difficult. But just because there's little to no support here doesn't mean that your own support dwanes or diminishes. Actually, increases.
Good point.
Makes you more passionate about the thing because nobody follows them. I'm going to follow even double now. Yeah. So it's been that type of thing for me anyway. So.
No, and keep it up, and obviously just keep repping the red and blue where you're at, and draft some more in, especially this season. We've been amazing, but we'll get into that in a minute. Yeah. Big up, Seki, Monkey Face. This is Nathan. He's an Australian Palace fan as well, so I did this with him previously as well. So
I had to do a bit of research because until you came along, Rich, I didn't know that this existed. So then you put out that Nathan, big Aussie fan, and I did have a watch of that one. So, cheers, Nathan. Mate.
Awesome. Yeah, you know what it was? Because obviously I just started this channel in July and stuff, just to talk football, talk Palace. Hopefully I'll get a season ticket next year so I can cover more actual in-game stuff as well. But then it was just where was I think it must have been one of the streams where someone just mentioned that they were from abroad. I was like, oh, we've got Palace fans abroad. I need to get onto this. This is an idea here. Let's speak to fans that are abroad. Absolutely. Because it's actually interesting because normally naturally you see, and I'm not talking about maybe the ones that were born here, supported Palace, and then moved abroad. I'm trying to find the ones that are born and raised in their native country and ask why Palace? Because you could easily go Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea. Well, not so much Chelsea because they weren't really big then. Maybe now, but Tottenham were quite successful back in the day. Aston Villa, like you mentioned, Everton were quite a big side back in the day.
Yeah.
So the question is, why Palace? And that's why I started this Eagles Abroad thing, to just keep talking to fans.
Well, it was simply for me when I grew up, it was all about the FA Cup, right? So for me, it was all about FA Cup, and I ran around like an idiot, like I neglected to mention deliberately, but when I was running around like a lunatic in the backyard, I had a blue shirt on, so it would have been Everton, I'm sure, at the time. Not that I kind of knew, but just the reason why was, well, I heard about the 9-0 result that Palace had against Liverpool the previous actual year. And so it was 89, was it? Yeah. It was 89, yeah. So when this game came along, FA Cup semi-final at Villa Park, Liverpool Crystal Palace, I'm like, oh, I know about that result. Oh, let's take Palace do well this time. And of course, it was an amazing game, one of the best semi-finals ever. And they won. I'm thinking, I need to follow Palace. This is my team. Underdog. Crashed earlier. Now they've beaten Liverpool. This is remarkable. And it's a roller coaster ever since, really. That was the reason why, because I knew about the result. I knew they got heavily defeated. Here they are in a semi-final FA Cup. And they win against the mighty Liverpool. You think, oh, this is the best team ever. So that's exactly the reason why. And I've been 110% ever since.
Nathan Hudson, I might have missed it. Where are you from in Australia? Is it Victoria?
Oh, no. So I was born and bred in Victoria, but I live here now on the central coast of New South Wales. So very, very nice. What indeed.
Yeah. And Nathan, put in the chat where you're from as well. You never know. You can end up meeting up.
I knew he was in Victoria. I couldn't remember where he was in Victoria, though. So, yeah, harshest lockdown in the world.
Actually, big up Louis. He says, we were unlucky not to win yesterday. Came close. Bring on Mill and the Seaweeds. Absolutely.
Indeed, yes. What's that third round of the FA Cup, isn't it? So.
Yeah, this week. Next week, massive game. I was getting Palace Liverpool flashbacks yesterday. Yeah, because we're obviously...
what they call it, the Christian Bull from a few years ago, right? Was at the Sellers Park when Dwight Gale scored that double.
Oh,
Delaney scored that shot. Woo! What a game.
Funny enough, I said it to the person I was sitting next to yesterday. I was like, if we can get one before the 70th minute, This is gonna give us Kristen Ball vibes and stuff. We got the first in the 82nd or 83rd, and then this next in the 90th minute, and I was like, wait, can we do this?
And where did Mateta come from? He's been done bugger all, because I was watching the preseason games earlier this year.
He was horrible.
He was about 50 kilos overweight and he couldn't move 2 feet. And I'm thinking, why are we keeping this dude? As much as he was, but that first goal that he scored, I think it was against Brighton, that really grab and bash run, whatever one, when Benteke scored in the last kick of the game. He scored a beauty of a back heel, and then all of a sudden, what was it, with Norwich, he comes and scores that out of nowhere. Then he almost pinched a point with that overhead kick. You're thinking, what's going on? Then, I don't know what they're feeding him over at Palace at the moment, but
I don't know. Whatever PV's doing is working. Just a heads up.
Yeah.
And you wasn't aware of this. I should have pre-warned you beforehand. So I take the blame for it. We do not swear on this channel. You did say the B word. You said that team beginning with B. Don't say it again. The seaweeds.
Oh, right. Okay.
We never mentioned
Of
their
course,
name.
That was a slip of the tongue.
That's all right. It's my fault. I take responsibility for that. Funny enough, myself and my two co-hosts, Nate and Jordan, we've got a little game going on. So whoever says that team's name the most, like, ends up doing a forfeit at the end of the season and stuff. So yeah, it's intense. Like, we really just don't say the B word.
Yeah, okay. I'm noted, Rich. Noted. Thank you.
It's gonna be tough, because obviously when we play them a week on Friday, there's gonna be lots of mention of the B team, and we got to just make sure that we don't.
There you go. These are the B team.
This is it.
Yeah, 18, of course, right? So.
All right. So Nick said he's from ears in Shepperton.
Yeah, that's, I know, country Victoria, I believe. So what's that? I don't know exactly where it is, but it's probably north-ish of Melbourne.
Yeah, 2 hours north of Melbourne.
I think he's written it there, 2 hours, yeah. Yes, never been there, but I've heard of it, yes.
And we have Oliver here. Welcome to you, Oliver. If this is the first time on checking out the channel, smash a like button, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, just share the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Sean, did an interview with him. He's from Jamaica. Palace fan from Jamaica.
Wow.
It's too early, Rich. I'm still sleeping. Well, you're not. You've typed in the message.
You're like, busted.
Big up, Sean, to you from Jamaica. Yes, there is rumors. There's rumors that are banded around that PSG want Conor Gallagher.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm hoping he uses common sense, because Genie Wijnaldum went there and he's not been playing. So I hope he realizes it's not going to be easy to get game time there.
Well, not only that, but you look at when Ruben Loftus-Cheek was loaned out to us a while ago now. He had a pretty damn good year with it. Even I think he may have been injured at some point as well, but didn't play for a few games or whatnot. But when he went back, it took him a long time to. I think it's this year he's starting to play a bit more. I think I'm not a fan of Chelsea, but so I'd be careful. I was Conor Gallagher. I mean, I think Palace suit him at the moment, and whoever brought him in, if it was Dougie Freedman, I don't know, but they need to be big time. But they're fine. They got the money, but if he were to make his decision, he should stay at Palace, because every single fan out there loves him.
Absolutely. We really do. And you know the old saying, don't fall in love with a lone player. Don't fall in love with a lone player. Ah, crap, we've fallen in love with a lone player.
Yeah. I think Patrick Vieira said, it is what it is. We've got him for a year. We'll make use of him as best as we can. And if he means he performs great, that's what we want. So,
yeah.
If PSG are coming out saying they want him, well, so does everybody else. So you're right, Rich. If he does go, he's got to be careful. He's really got to be careful. I think personally, give him a year at Palace, and then he can join us.
This is it. Hamza, thanks for the shout out. Yeah, we did make 500 subs. Right before New Year's Day, so thank you so much for all the support to the channel and such. And because of that, in fact, I'll let you know this as well. We've got our roast week, so It probably won't be in the next 2 weeks because we've got the 2 big games coming up. But we'll probably look to do that the week after. So looking at between mid to end of Jan. So you get to roast me. Come on, absolutely roast me, cuss me, banter me, whatever it is. I can't say anything back. This is your opportunity. To be fair, if I've ever done anything to you, it's an opportunity to get me back. This is the roast. So there's me. There'll be a stream for Nate and a stream for Jordan. So all 3 of us will be getting roasted at separate streams, and we have to just take it. We just have to take it. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, I've actually said I'm going to do the 1 chip challenge. So it's like a tortilla chip, which apparently is the hottest like ever.
Ouch. Yeah, okay.
But the thing is, I have to do it at the start of the stream and try to get through the stream as well. So,
oh, no. Good luck, mate. Good luck with that.
So that's at 1,000 subscribers. So listen, get your burner accounts made, share the channel, sub. Right. I look forward to doing that. A few more comments before we go into the next topic.
Cool.
To be fair, if we could finish our chances, Crystal Ball 2.0 could have happened. Absolutely. I mean, that could have yesterday could have easily been 3-4-0 to us.
Yeah, it could have been.
You know, so easily. Gallagher's gone next year, like straight away. Go away, Hamza. Let us dream, please. And why are you worried about us and Gallagher anyway? You're a Man United fan.
Is he?
The thing is he loves us as well. When he talks on the after the match, the after match interview, he does. Yeah, he really talks about the fans, 100%. And Sean says, "Oh my God, it's going to be fun getting back at you, Nate and Jordan." Yeah, that's an opportunity for you to do so. Make sure your internet is working, though. And so, thoughts on Sellers Park? What are your thoughts on Sellers Park? Like, obviously, seeing it from Australia, in the game.
Well, I've been there 3 times.
Oh, awesome! Even better.
So I was there. My first ever Palace game was in 1994. Of the start of the Premier League season against Liverpool at home. We got flogged to 6-1. Wonderful stuff. What an introduction to Premier League. For Premier League football for me at Palace for the first year. The second year there, I was 1997. The game was against Blackburn Rovers. We lost 2-1, I think, from memory. Someone can Google that. And then the last one was in 2005. And just a shout out to my friend Deb and her partner Paul. Deb's a huge Palace fan as well, so g'day Deb. We stayed at her place and her partner's place, Paul. And I was there for the Palace v Birmingham game, where Palace won 2-0 in 2005, and then the following week was against Man United, drew 0-0. That was the 10th anniversary of Eric Cantona. Pick, yeah. So I was there that day for the 10th anniversary. 0-0 draw. At that point, you would have thought, well, we kind of figured, yeah, we can stay up, the ability to, but sadly, it didn't work out that way. But, yeah.
No, absolutely. Sean said regarding yesterday, especially in the first half, they were just lucky. They needed that luck to beat us. I know next season is going to be even more exciting. I think there's even going to be more pressure on us next season. There's a thing called second season syndrome that happens to quite a few teams. Leeds are going through it at the moment, you know.
They are, but they're a first team up, coming back up, though. So we're different. We're an established Premier League club. We had Patrick Vieira, who's been at Nice, and I think his second year at Nice was better than the first year.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think we will flounder. If we do the right recruitment, the same mentality and attitude, commitment to the players that we got now, we're going to be totally fine for next year. I think people need. This is only the year that I followed Palace in the last 32 years. Okay, we lost today, but we could have won. We should have.
It's been like that all season.
Yeah, Leicester 2-0 down at halftime. You're thinking, oh crikey, here we go. And then of course they come back and they could have won that. They could have
won that again. Yeah.
Wow. So this is like it's that mentality of we may have that. There's a little bit of pressure on us for next year, but I think Vieira is going to say, right, this is now expected. These are the
this is the standard.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we'd be perfectly fine. Sorry, go on.
So I was just going to say, and even with yesterday, I know, and I was getting frustrated myself as sitting in the crowd. We're 3-0 down, and we're still trying to pass. We're still trying to play, which credit to them, we got 2 goals out of it still. So we were clearly patient and stuff. But obviously, as fans, we're like, come on, get the ball forward.
Yeah, but believing in the process.
Yeah,
and believing. It was that belief that drove the team to get those 2 goals, and almost that miracle. I'm not a religious person, but wow, was I praying to someone that Mateta would have scored that one. But it was that belief in the process, and I think that's what Vieira is. Apart from many other things he's doing, he's believe in the process.
Yeah,
trust
really
it, and we are, and it shows in our performances, even when we lose, like against West Ham. Was it last night? This morning, our time, whichever is recent.
Yeah. Oliver, spot on here. They really did overrun us in the midfield. Luca's legs on it's just not there.
Yeah, I did. I'm not best pleased with Luke. I mean, he's been our captain for a while, but it just seems like he's lost that yard of pace. And I'm not sure if, by the way, I don't really believe that was a handball, but that's another topic altogether. But yeah, I think he brings a different dynamic to the team, I believe. So yeah, he was a big loss.
He was. Thoughts on the window? Who could we bring in? Who do we need? A DM? Will Mateta really go after his recent appearances? You can answer this first, and I'll give my viewpoints afterwards.
Thoughts on the window? Crikey, that's a really, really tough question, Rich. Who can we bring in? That's another tough one. I'll answer the easiest one first. Will Mateta really go back after his recent appearances? I don't think he will now. I think Vieira has seen enough of him to say you've got potential. Even Ocean Roberts, when he was saying, that Mateta's been working hard to get to, and he deserved that goal. I mean, if you saw that one against the other team, thank you. It was a one-toucher. It was similar. Where Edouard just crossed the ball. Like this one, he's gone bang, kicked it. And when he's on song, he's deadly. I think he'll be given a chance. How much of a chance? I don't know, but I reckon he will stay. That's my opinion. Who do we need in the window? Well, is Joel Ward going to be with us next year? Has he been given an extended contract? Do we know?
I think he was given a 2-year.
Was it?
I think that was all because of the safety net with Ferguson. We just don't know what's happening with his injuries at the minute. So, but let's just look at the January transfer window, and maybe if we don't necessarily say what player, what positions would you fill in or try to fill in January?
Well, that's going to be a tough one. I think midfield for sure for me. Macca's getting on. He's all-time favourite. Macca. He's getting on. He's going to hammy at the moment. I think he's out. Midfield for me, and I would probably look at another defender as well. So one in each area. So one defender, one midfield, one attacker. I'd just be even across the board rather than humping one side of the lumping rather than one side of the team. Evenly spread it out, one in each area.
Yeah.
We don't need any goalkeepers. Guaita's doing an absolutely spectacular job, so he's fine. Butland, I think he's done reasonably well since he's been in. So, yeah, for me, it'd be one in each. I don't really necessarily know exact positions, but I'm just giving you a general idea of what I'd do.
Sure.
Tough questions, man. Tough questions.
For me, regarding Mateta, I think we should let him go. It's not so much because he's playing well, fair play to him, but if we're not going to be using him regularly, we can't keep him on and then have to sign him for 15 million.
Agreed. Yeah.
That 15 million can go elsewhere to someone who would actually challenge the likes of Edouard and Benteke. And to be fair, if we don't have Saha next season, because that could be another possibility. Edouard's been playing very well on the left-hand side.
He's been awesome. He's been a revelation, that dude. Wow.
So we could end up having, me personally, I want Edouard to stay as a centre forward. But it's nice to know that he can play there. So if it does happen that Edouard starts playing on the left more, we need a more clinical striker because Christian just ain't clinical enough. So that 15 million could go and get us a top striker, in my opinion. Regarding the window, in January, I'd like to see us get a left back and a a centre back, because when Anderson or Gay's not there, then we've got Tompkins, and he's really our only other option because Kelly's not going to see many minutes. In the summer, however, I want a goalkeeper. I want a goalkeeper in the summer, and also maybe a centre mid. Guaita, as much as a good shot stopper, his ability to play the ball from the back it gives me heart attacks. Like,
fair call. I've seen it as well. So.
And then Butland came in. I'm thinking, okay, well, he's good with his feet, but then he's not a good shot stopper. So it's just like we need a mix of both. And I'm hoping, even if it means we just to give a cheeky Dean Henderson loan till the end of the season with an option to buy, like, because he's got the perfect blend of both. He can play with his feet and he's a decent shot stopper. So we will see. We will see. Let's go into the comments, because a few have had their say actually. So PV is a manager we've needed. Trust me when I say it was faith. Absolutely. We got to give Wardy a testimonial. I think he deserves it, to be honest. Low servant. Glenn Kamara from Rangers is a very good player, actually. Very good player. And I guess especially if we can't keep Connor as well. He's a good player.
I don't know who Glenn Kamara is, by the way, because I'm not a Ranger. Ange Postecoglou for Celtic, so I'm going to right? So I haven't watched Rangers.
I mean, he really thrived under Gerrard when Gerrard was Rangers manager. So, the other player at Rangers that's really good, but I don't think we'll get him now that Gerrard's gone to Villa, is Joe Rebo.
Okay, I've heard of it.
Yeah, he's a good player, but I think we were looking at him, but now that Gerrard's gone to Villa, I think if he's going to move, he'll probably go and join Villa, but another good player. And PV is really working. He's playing really good. Only thing with Mateta is that he doesn't have full 90 minutes in him. Yeah, that's a good point. Phil Barber says get a goalkeeper in. The guys is in decline.
Oh, really?
Butland is nowhere near it.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay.
What do you think about Daryl Dyke being linked? He's actually a good forward. He's playing his trade in. So he is American. Is he in the MLS or is he in Germany? I think he plays in Germany.
Yeah.
And such, but he's an American international.
Right. Okay. You want to know?
Young, strong, knows where the goal is. So yeah, you know what? We could probably get him for cheap, and that's the key.
That is the key.
That's the key. Big up to Rob, Morning Palace faithful. I agree with you, Rich. We need a keeper. Billy Gilmore. But I think that'll be another loan because Chelsea won't sell him.
Yeah, Chelsea hold all the players, don't they? They buy everybody and then loan them out.
Yeah, they do. Or they just have it from the academy and loan them out anyway.
Yeah.
Joe Whitworth is in the youth said he is. I don't think he's ready just yet, but he is a very good goalkeeper though in our youth. And they don't put this out in the atmosphere just yet, please, Wood. You know what? I've had Arsenal fans constantly say, "Keep Vieira warm for us. Keep Vieira warm for us. Keep Vieira warm for us."
I think to be fair to Patrick, he's every time, at least in my understanding, every interview that he's been like pre or post match, they kept, particularly early games. There's a Arsenal this and Arsenal that. He goes, those were those days. This is now.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily think he's even concentrating that far. He's doing a superb job at Palace at the moment, and I think if he's happy, he'll be staying. So.
Yeah, and to be fair to PV, I think he didn't even get a look in before Arteta took the job. So I think in the back of his mind, he's thinking, you know what, screw you.
He's probably saying that.
Because like
they lost it effectively. It doesn't really matter. That he's doing a great job. So
yeah, absolutely. Because obviously Vieira had got managerial experience in the MLS with Nice, and Arteta was putting cones down for Pep, and immediately got the job. So it's just like, all right, cool.
Absolutely. So yeah.
Right. Highs and lows as a fan. One high, one low.
One high, one low. Oh crikey! On the spot. Well, obviously, look. I think the low has to be when the club was in administration. And it's been twice now during back in, was it 2001 and then also in 2010, of course, where Eagles dared it on Prime Amazon, which I already know, we all know about it. But when it's put into a film, you think, holy crap. But yeah, that's probably the life.
It was emotional watching that back, you know.
It was.
Just to think how close we were to not being here no more.
How close. I mean, that's probably the low for me. Those two lows, I'll put two lows in there. It's just those times when you think your club is going down and you say, well, who the hell do I support? Is there a second team out there for me? Not according to the background there, no. But a high for me, wow. Ooh. There's quite a few over the years. What do I say here, Rich? What do I say? High. Let me see. I think reaching the FA Cup final was at 26, apart from the 1991, the Ellen Pardew dance. When we,
I was there. I was there at Wembley. For the final, we got absolutely robbed. But you know what? I got annoyed with Pardew for dancing because I was thinking, wait, there's 12 minutes to go, and you're doing a drink. Get your team organized. What's wrong with you?
For me, that was a high because I hadn't seen, apart from the 93-94 championship season at the first, I think, was it the first division back then, was it? It was still championship. Anyway, but before we got into the Premier League, when Gareth Southgate was captain, he lifted the trophy under Alan Smith and whatnot. That was the FA Cup final that we had, because all the Palace fans in Sydney were just all rushed into the near Central Station. Anybody out there from Sydney, you know where Central Station is here in Sydney. There's all congregated. It's all the expats and all the Aussies, and there's literally, I would think about maybe 40, 50 of us in there, just cheering the team on, and even yours truly got onto the Crystal Palace app saying good luck to the team back in that time as well. So that was a high for me, only because it was something that we don't get to experience a lot of, the actually reaching a final. Yeah, okay, we've done the Zenith data systems, blah, blah, blah. But this is like, how cool is this? Can we do it again? And I would love to do it again.
Absolutely. Before we go through your all-time Palace 11, just your general thoughts of the season so far.
It's the only season in my memory that I can think we've lost. Yeah, no big deal. We'll come back next week. Even though we lost those 3 weeks in a row, you think that's fine. Believe in the process. The team believe in it. They know that after Hodgson's 4 years or so in that pragmatic, dogged, we're 1-0 up, after 10 minutes, let's just stick in the back line type thing. Not that we always did, but most of the time we did. It's like every player's been reinvigorated. And that's why I felt so sad to see Andros Townsend leave. I'm thinking, why is he going? It fit pretty well in the team going forward, but obviously probably his age and whatnot meant that he had to go. But
and plus we ended up getting Michael Elise in.
Yeah, look, wow, what a player, right?
What a player.
Again, this is when I look back at my time at Palace when I started following in 1990, then Mark Bright, Ian Wright, John Solarco, Eddie McGoldrick, Andy Thorne, Eric Young, Nigel Martin, all these Pemberton, all these other players. But you're looking now at the new generation of what Palace will be. Mark Gay, you got Tarek Mitchell, you got Elise now, and please kind of go. But you got a big young players like that coming through, where you're thinking, excuse me, you're thinking, holy crap, we've got a team here. Yeah, okay, we're just gelling and we believing the process now. But can you imagine like a bit like West Ham, or not so much West Ham, but let's say in 2 or 3 years' time, if we've got those same group of players and we recruit well and have that same commitment, desire, and attitude to what the Palace players have now, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, we can find ourselves in a very good place. Absolutely.
This season for me has been one of sheer amazement, considering that we chopped off half of our squad in the summer, or your summer, my winter.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, holy crap, we're gone. We're gone. Even I'm thinking that. But you have this belief in this manager called Patrick Vieira, who has this authority, this ability to convince players, you do it my way, we will win. We will do well. Do this. And it's that belief. Everybody's behind him. And that's why it's like, I think the season's been fantastic. We shouldn't be overly concerned about each and every single performance. Yes, although it's great and although it's bad or whatever, it's the process that we have to go through to do this. So, like, you know, that loss against West Ham, we should have won it. But as time goes on, we'll be at the end of those. We'll start winning those. So I think, you know, patience is a virtue in this team, I think. So I think this year's been great.
Look at this interesting viewpoint. Phil Barber. Gallagher isn't as good as he's been hyped. It's time to concentrate on our players, Eze, Elise, Banks, etc. Interesting.
Oh.
You know, on that, Phil, why do you feel he's not as good? It'd be interesting to...
Yeah, Scotty Banks. He's in the under something.
Under 23s.
Oh, 23. Sorry.
Yeah.
He looks pretty hot and ready to go, doesn't he? Look forward. So
there are a few there. Jez Ratzaki.
Yeah. He was as part of the preseason games. I was watching. I'm thinking, Vieira, pick him. He was like, he would come on and he had amazing skills. So this guy, he's definitely going to be in our first team squad pretty soon, I think. Yeah, he's good.
James, seems like you agree with what Phil says as well.
Really?
He says Gallagher's a very good player. Maybe he agreed with something else then.
Well, maybe maybe you can write in the comments here. So you're saying, okay, let's say he is hype, but concentrate on actual Palace players rather than alone Palace players. Should we concentrate on those rather than getting all psyched up?
Which is a good, if it's going to be tough to.
Yeah, there you go.
It's going to be I agree on that aspect. We should actually focus on our players as such, but hopefully we can somehow do something to keep him. You know,
I wouldn't put it past Parish and Co to find a sneaky way of doing it, or even extending his loan for another year. That's probably the most. I think that's probably the most
realistic.
Realistic option. Yeah. I think
so. Oliver says there, I heard Rob Street's being linked with a couple of EFL teams on loan. A loan wouldn't be too bad. I think if they're not going to get first team football, send them to the Championship. Let them get some experience. You know, the Championship is a very tough league to get out of. So the experience they'll gain from there will be really good, to be honest. And so awesome. Agree. All right, let me hopefully quickly be able to share a window. Hopefully this works out okay.
Oh, here we go. Right.
Lovely. Now, I might not be able to see much of the comments whilst I do this. I've got to find a better way of doing this. What I need to do is set up 2 devices. That's the way I need to do it in future.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Cool.
Right. So.
Oh, hang on. So,
what formation would you play?
Well, looking at my very hurriedly put together squad, I would say a 3-4-3, roughly. A 3-4-3. 3-4-3. Yeah.
That's a flat 4 like that.
Yeah, like that's fine. Is it? Yeah. So
let me move this across and make this better. Right. So, guys, in the comments, apologies because I'm using the same. I'm going to get a second device and start doing this from a second device. It makes it easier. I won't be able to interact with the comments just yet. Keep chucking your comments in. I'll get back to them once we've done this.
Yeah, and good point. Rob Carey, is it that Eze as well? Another we can look up. Wow, what a season he had last. That unfortunately got injured. He got called.
I hope he starts on Saturday. Next Saturday. I hope he starts. Right now, obviously, this website may not recognize some of the players, but we'll still have the conversation anyway.
Yeah.
Who would go in goal for you as your all-time?
My all-time. So it has to be a very
big range of players to look
at. I do. It was a toss. Okay, so I'll give you my toss-ups. It was either a toss-up of Nigel Martin or Julian Speroni. I had to go Speroni for that. He's been a stalwart of the. He's a club legend. You cannot leave a club legend out.
Yep, no results. Lovely.
All right, excellent.
Let me just see if it comes up as something else. All right, who's your right back?
Right back. Let me think here.
Oh, so you don't have a right back. You have 3 centre backs. Sorry.
Well, okay. Well, I'll just pick 3 defenders. You have to include Joel Ward. He has been one of the buys of the century for my mind, and he's been a very, very, very underrated player for Palace all these years. And I think he deserves a lot of credit for the back line that we have at the moment, and the reason why we're in the Premier League today.
Fair point. Next centre back.
Next one, I've gone. It's a tough one. Big shout out to, for me, Andy Thorne and Eric Young back in the day, but for me, it has to go to Damien Delaney. His presence. I remember a game against Chelsea. He made Diogo Costa look like a 5-year-old. He just couldn't hack it against him. I'm like, that's that. Well, you mentioned earlier, Rich, about loaning people out to the championship to harden themselves up against it. It's a very tough league. I agree with that because that's where Damien Delaney he's brought up on toughness. Yeah. So he for me Delaney.
It looks like they don't have most of the players there. We'll just talk about it. So Speroni, Ward, Delaney.
Yeah. This is going to surprise a lot of people, and the reason why I've picked this person is I see one of the. I'll be picking Tarek Mitchell, because I haven't seen anybody as good as. Well, you can argue Aaron Wan-Bissaka when he went to Man United, but this guy's different. I don't know. There's something about him that it's hard for me to. Maybe other people more knowledgeable, intelligent than I could put it into words, but I haven't seen anybody like him in years at Palace.
He's
been apart from everyone, but he's been remarkable. And I was trying to go back to years and years and years about the really good defensive players we've got and that can push up as well. I'm looking, well, there are plenty of people that do that, but I think he's a young bloke. How old is he? What, 20?
20 years old, yeah.
So it's like, it's crazy. It's nuts. So this guy, at that age, playing that great football, he's my top 11 without a shadow of a doubt. There's some, people that have missed out. Sorry, boys. And yeah.
No. Let's go into your midfield.
Okay. Sean Derry. Powerhouse player. He had the desire that, ironically now he's part of the management team now. But he's got that mindset, that midfield mindset. And I just love the way he played. It's hard, fair, and yet he's in my top 11.
Who are your other midfielders?
Other ones, I can name them. I'll just name them out. Dougie Freedman, James MacArthur, and what was the other one? And of course, Mile Jedinak. Yeah,
we actually haven't spoken about him actually, which is a surprise.
Yeah, so for me, Mile personified the Palace spirit, I think, and it was always because he was an Australian as well. He had that, I don't know, just that leadership mentality about him, that never say die attitude, give everything on the pitch. That's why I love him. So yeah, we've got James MacArthur, Sean Derry, and Dougie Freedman and Mile Jedinak, in the midfield.
Lovely. And then your front three?
Front three has to be, obviously, we're all going to pick Wilf, right? He's a legend of the club. Then we got Mark Bright and Clinton Morrison for me.
Oh.
I love him. I love Clint. I loved him. He's like, man, yeah. So he's top 3 for those, my 3 forwards all time.
Awesome. Nice. Very strong lineup. Like I said, you've got such a a massive catalogue of players that you can look at as well.
Yeah, and I had to write down a list of players I had to leave out. Like I said, Eric Young, Andy Thorne, Paddy McCarthy, Danny Granville, Andy Johnson, even Tony Popovich. Even he was one of our defenders as well for a few years. So I have to leave him out. I mean, and there's a whole bunch of players, as you already know. But it's no right or wrong answer. They're just my picks. I'll feel free to.
That's it. There's no right or wrong answer for this. Let's get back into the comments. So, and they says Gallagher thrives when he can push forward, and he has a solid midfielder alongside him. He gets lost when he has to drop deeper, like at West Brom. Very good point. So when fit, Hughes, Maka, or Connor.
When fit, Hughes,
and then Maka or Connor.
Will Hughes.
Will Hughes has been superb, by the way.
He has been. When fit, well, Mac has got more runs on the board, so to speak. So he's proved his worth over years. Connor's just starting to do that, and even more so now, Will is starting to. So I think I always proven experience.
Do you think this midfield three would work in some games, like against a Norwich or a team that's lower down in the league with Hughes, Maka, and Gallagher?
Why not? Let's throw it in. Only one way to find out. If I was man, I wouldn't die wondering. Put them in there. If it doesn't work out, well, look out.
Yeah, we need Maka to come back quick because he started the season on fire.
He did, yeah. That's why I picked him over the rest. Yeah, he's invaluable to the team.
Yeah. Rob says Gallagher came in to replace Eze after his injury and just happened to have a breakout season. Eze slowly coming back and Hughes starting to show up means we'll be fine without him.
Well, it means we've got depth as well.
Yeah. One thing that we've never had.
No, right. So that's you saying earlier about what do you think the season so far? We've got depth. You look at our squad and the bench. Now we're saying, we can put anybody on. Okay, fair enough. Selections and Vieira. I think he's learning about the squad as well, to be fair. So he's not openly admitting his mistakes, but certainly making decisions you would hope better by time. But the depth of squad that we've got now, I mean, crikey, mate.
It's unbelievable.
Good. It's good. So,
I'm
optimistic for the season ahead, And let's be honest, when you had a wholesale team from your summer, you're just hoping we want to stay up.
Yeah.
When you send a team like this, but hang on a minute. The only way is up. What's that song? So that's what Palace need to do. Think up with a strong bench, and we're going places.
100%. Big up Niall. Thanks for tuning in as always, and happy New Year to you, mate. Said morning, Rich, and big up, man. Louis says, try this website called Lineup 11. Cool. I'm going to try that for the preview show then instead. Right. As a backup. Phil Barber says Jim Cannon, Thorne, and Young.
Yeah, that's a tough one for me because I think Jim Cannon was just before my time when I started watching. I know he's also another legend. For me, Andy thought they're equally both as good, I think. I mean, I just sneaky put probably Eric Young just ahead of Andy Thorne, only because he was a tall bugger. He could hit it all.
This is it. Big up Morad, Chelsea fan. Very knowledgeable, and he loves the way we're playing football at the moment. So big up to him every time. Phil's gone for Wilf, Vince, Hilaire. I hope I pronounced it correct. And Janssen.
Matt Jansen. Is that the same Matt Jansen that was back in the day?
I hope not.
Mike got that right.
We'll wait to see what he says about that. I Fast Bradley says best Australian footballer ever.
Okay, so we're talking about AFL here.
No, actual football.
Oh, right. I see football. Right, sorry. Tim Cahill. I know. Remember, I don't know about you, Rich, but there may be someone in the comments, and please correct me if I'm wrong here. I believe this to be true, as I heard. Someone correct me. So when Simon Jordan was, what do you know?
Chairman.
Chairman. That's all. Palace. Tim Cahill, and then he's then what do you call those people that look after those footballers? Bloody now, my brain's gone fried. Anyway, that he was asking for a fee, and Simon John said, "Get your player to get your fee. I'm not going to give you a fee." So
the agent.
Yeah, we lost him to Everton, and look how well he went with Everton. So someone can correct me on that. I'm not sure if that's a true story or not, but yeah. So Timmy Cahill for me, it's always been a legend for Australia. He's given his heart and soul to the country, and we're forever grateful. So for me, that's him.
United Fan TV pulls in a bit of banter here. What a stupid question. It's clearly Mark Bosnich.
Bozza. As a best keeper. No, it's still no. He was good for me. He played for Man United, so he's got to be the best, right? I mean, Mark Swart was also an Aussie. He played for several clubs, including Fulham under Hodgson, beg your pardon. So I'd say between him and Mark Swart for me.
I'd also give a special shout outs to Mark Viduka and Harry Kewell as well.
They were great players. Harry Kewell,
very good players.
Yeah, they were. I still always had a gripe with Harry Kewell though in the late 90s, early 2000s when he roughly the time when he was playing for Leeds United. He's always the club versus country route back in those days was vicious, quite vicious back in the early days when Australia really weren't going anywhere in football terms, and we needed Harry Kewell to play, and he always, I've got a sore toe or something like that, and he can't trip and whatnot. And I remember him saying one day, after time will tell, the truth will be told one day, I'm still waiting. But absolutely, Harry Kewell, one of the most gifted players that ever to don a Australian football jersey. Dirty tail Mark Viduka, of course, that 4 goals against Liverpool, the Leeds. Who can forget that? Anyway.
Your predictions for Millwall?
I will win. No worries about that. I don't think it'll be a walk in the park, but I think a comfortable 2-0 win will do.
Shorty says, Macca Hughes and Conor Gallagher, that's dangerous, and team will fear us. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good shout. Murad agrees, says Team Cahill. Saki, Nathan says Kewell Viduka as well.
Great players.
Big up Roland, Pros Only TV, Man United fan, covers United, does watch-alongs, does the Champions League, does NBA watch-alongs, and we'll be covering the AFCON as well. So I'll be joining this channel, like co-streaming at times, whenever we can do joint ones, and he's got other guests as well coming on to do stuff on the African Cup of Nations. So that is going to be fun. That's going to be fun.
Yes.
Should I would have, but I'm about to wrap up. If you had said that to me when you first woke up, because you said you were sleeping, I would have dropped it then. Roland here says it's Kewell, Viduka, and Cahill, the best Aussies to play football. Can't really disagree with that. I'm going to give you the platform to tell everyone where they could find you.
Me? Well, I generally don't. I'm on Twitter at Dan Brew. Well, I think Dan with a double N is my Twitter handle. And for those really interested in a bit of music, you can actually YouTube me with a Dan, DANN space metal, Dan Metal, and you'll get some of my songs and whatnot. And if you suffer from insomnia, it's a perfect opportunity to listen to my songs. Insomnia cured. So there we go. You can catch me out there as well. Otherwise, enjoy the background, everyone. I hope you like it.
It's a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty. No, I really, really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Rich. Appreciate it.
Just for United Fans TV's sake, apologies has been talked about already, but what made Dan become a Palace fan?
All right, for me, what made me a Palace fan? So followed English football, I guess, to some degree in the 80s, and I knew about the result at Liverpool Palace from the 89 season. I think it was 9-0 thrashing that they got, and happened to come across this semi-final FA Cup 1990 at Villa Park, Liverpool Palace. And I said, I know Crystal Palace, they're the team that got flogged 9-0. So I watched the game and they won. I thought this is the best game ever. And I stuck with the team ever since. So since 30, almost approaching 32 years. So my health has been going up.
Absolutely. They said, will Palace do their preseason in Australia since it got cancelled?
It got cancelled. Would you believe it, Rich? I know you very quickly, though. They were supposed to be out about which year? Just when COVID hit. So I heard about it. They were going to play games in Queensland. I booked accommodation. I booked the flight. I booked the VIP ticket. So, the 4-hour pre-tour, get to game, get to the changing room. I thought, you beauty. Then it got cancelled. I'll tell you what, a grown man cried that day.
I'm not surprised, and no one can fault you for that. Unfortunately, the C word has just messed up so much dreams for people, man. I can't wait to see the back of it, to be honest.
You and me both, brother. You and me both.
And Sean said he was fixing his internet. Shock. Guys, this was another Eagles Abroad. Amazing to talk to you, to any fan across the world. So if you do know any fans, I don't mind doing another Australia one. So if people are interested, get them on. Let me know. This has been brilliant. Next week, I'll be doing a recording. So it's not live. I'll be recording with a Palace fan from Japan. And then I'll upload that afterwards. We've got an Irish fan as well.
Yeah.
Someone hit me up from Rwanda. So I'm kind of waiting to hear back. Yeah, so waiting to hear back from them as well. So we're out there.
Absolutely. That's amazing.
Yeah. And to finish off, Nate said that he'll be with you if they come. Absolutely. Guys, this is it. Like, share, subscribe. Oddly enough, it's funny to say this. We're now on the road to 1,000 subs, but small steps. Let's get to 600 first. 1,000, we have the one chip challenge. I can't believe I'm going to struggle with that, but it'll be a good laugh. We are going global, 100%. And just a gentle reminder, probably mid to late Jan, we're going to make sure we get these out there. So come on and roast me, Nate, and Jordan. And we can't say anything back. And like I said, I know Sean's in the comments. He's licking his lips. Like he's probably writing down his lines from now. As long as the internet holds up. Guys, like, share, subscribe to Eagle Eye Football. And this has been a pleasure, Dan. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Rich. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Take care, mate. Appreciate it.